We have some long division problems to solve on question number 1. This is question number 1 here. There's 4 marks, one for each of these problems set down the left hand side. On the right hand side you've got your work area where you can actually do the working out. So let's start with the first one, which is 2610 divided by 18. So I'll put the 18 in on the left here, and I'll put 2610 in there. So I've got to work out 18 at 2610. Well, just to start with, 18 won't go into 2, but it will go into 26. I like to think of the 18 rounded up as 20, and I can see straight away that 20 times 1 is 20, that's less than 26. 20 times 2 is 40, which is a bit too big. So it looks like 1 will do it. 1 times 18 gives 18. Now we take 18 away from 26, which should leave us with 8. We're not finished yet. We still have the 1 and the 0 left in our number, 2610. So we'll bring the 1 down, and we'll divide 18 into 81. Again, remember what I said before. 18 is very close to 20. So if we think of our 20 times tables, 20 times 4 would give me 80, and I need something up to 81. 5 times 20 would be 100, be too big, so it looks like 4 is about the right sort of number. 4 times 8 is 32. Put down the 2, carry the 3. And 4 times 1 is 4, plus the 3 which carried gives us 7. So now I subtract the 72 from 81. 72 from 81 should leave me with 9. Not quite finished yet. Need to bring this 0 down to make 90. Now again, 20, 18 looks like 20, so 20 times 4 will give me 80. 20 times 5 would give me 100, so it's either 4 or 5. We've already worked out a 4, it's 72. So let's try 5. 5 eighths would be 40, carry 4, and 5 ones would be 5, plus 4 would be 9. It looks like 5 is the right answer. 5 eighths is 40, put a 0 down, carry the 4, 5 ones are 5, plus the 4 gives me 9. It's an exact match. 90 from 90 leaves 0. And I shouldn't be surprised about that, because it does say here at the top of the screen, no remainders. So there's our first answer, 145. Now we need to clear these boxes down to start with the next number. So I'm going to clear the boxes out now. Now remember, you don't have to use this scratch area on the right hand side to do your calculations. You can do them on a piece of paper with a pen on your own. You don't need to use this, but it does help. So let's try 17 divided into 1258. So I'll put the 17 down. 1, 2, 5 and 8. It's giving you a bit of a clue already because it's filled in some boxes here. It's created some boxes to be filled in. Now 17 doesn't go into 1 or 12, so I'm going to have to take the next digit 5, 1, 2, 5. I like to think of 17 as close to 20 again. So if you remember your times table, 20 times 5 would give me 100. 20 times 6 would be 120, which is just less than 125. 20 times 7 would be 140. A bit big. So I'm going to try the 6 to see if it works. 6 sevens are 42. Carry the 4. 6 ones are 6 plus 4 is 10. Now provided when I take these two numbers of one away from the other, I've got 17, less than 17, I should be okay. So 2 from 5 gives me 3. 0 from 2 gives me 2. Oh, I can't put a 2 down because my number's too big. So 6 isn't quite right. So I'll have to take that number out. And put in a 7. 7 times 7 is 49. Carry the 4. 7 ones are 7 plus 4 is 11. That looks better. Because 19 from 25 leaves me with 6, and 6 is less than 17, which is good. Still got the 8 to deal with, so I'll bring the 8 down. I'm not finished until I get rid of that 8. I want 17 into 68. Now remember, 17 is close to 20. So 4 times 20 would be 80. That's a bit big. 3 times 20 is 60. So either 3 or it's 4. The clue is that if you multiply the second number here, the 7, by whatever number you're thinking of, 3 or 4, you should get an 8 as part of the answer. Well, 4 times 7 is 28. I get an 8. So I think the answer is 4. 4 times 7 is 28. Carry 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Looks right, doesn't it? 68 from 68. I'm left with a 0. No remainder. So the answer looks like 74. Let's clear the box out again. Now we'll try 1554 divided by 21. 21 going into 1, 5, 1, 5, 5, 4. Well, once again, 21 doesn't go into 1, 21 doesn't go into 15, so I've got to take the 155. Again, I'm going to make the 21 20 in my mind. Okay, 20. Now I know that 6 lots of 20 we've tried earlier was 120. 7 lots of 20 is 140. 8 lots of 20 is 160. So it's either 7 or 8. Let me try 7. 7 ones are 7. 7 twos are 14. Subtract 147 away from 55. I should be left with 8. 8 is less than 21, so 7 looks right. Now I'll bring the 4 down because I haven't got rid of that yet. And I've got to get 21 into 84. Again, I'm going to consider 21 to look like 20. 4 lots of 20 would give me 80, so that's pretty close. And 4 times 1 would give me a 4, so I think the answer is 4 lots of 21. 4 ones are 4. 4 twos are 8. 84 from 84 leaves me with 0 remainder. Perfect. Another 74 is the answer to the third part of the problem. Let's clear the boxes down again. So let's do the fourth part of this problem. We're going to do 46 going into 1, 5, 1, 8. Well, 46 doesn't go into 1, doesn't go into 15, so I've got to take the 3 numbers here, 1, 5, 1, to try that. I'm going to consider 46 to be close to 50. My 50 times table is 1 times 50 is 50, 2 lots of 50 is 100, 3 lots of 50 is 150, which is very close to 151, 4 lots of 50 is 200, that would be very large. I'm going to try 3 then. 3 6s are 18, carry the 1, 3 4s are 12, plus 1 is 13. I end up at 138. 138 from 51. Well, if you do that in your head, it's going to be 13. Okay, 13. 13 is less than 46, so it looks like my 3 was a good estimate or guesstimate. I've still got the 8 to deal with, so I'm going to bring the 8 down now. Now, 46 again, treat it like 50. We've already said 3 lots of 50 is 150, so it might be too big for that, but maybe not. 2 looks like it might be too small. 2 lots of 50 is only 100. Let's try the 3 again. 3 lots of 6 would give me 18. 8, think of the 8, and there's an 8 there, so I think we might have that. The good clue though is I've already got 138 there from my previous calculation, so I think 138 is the answer yet again. Always look back at what you did previously. 138 off 138 will give me 0. So the answer is 33. So we'll just check now if we've got all this right by doing a mark it over here. And there you go. Nice, perfect score. 4 out of 4. Now for the second question, we're going to be doing long division, but this time there will be remainders. And you should really do this on a separate piece of paper with a pen, pencil, without using a calculator, obviously. Okay, you're meant to be doing long division without a calculator. Use the calculator when you're finished, maybe, to check your answer to see if you've got it right, but initially try and do it without, otherwise you're not learning very much. So I'm going to take 9751, I'll do my working out over here, and divide it by 14. And the first thing I'll note is that 14 won't go into 9, so I'll take the next digit, which is 7. 14 into 97. Now 14 is almost 15, so I sort of need to know my 15 times table. 15 times 1 is 15, times 2 is 30, and so on. 15 times 5 is 75. 15 times 6 would be 90. That's as close to my 97. So I'm going to have a go at that. So 6 times 14 then. I'll put the 6 at the top. 6 times 4 is 24. Carry the 2. 6 ones is 6 plus 2 is 8. 84. 84, take away from 97. I end up with 13. 13 is less than 14, which is good. And now I bring down the next digit. I have to clear all these numbers. Bring down the 5 to get 135. Now, you'll note that if you multiplied 14 by 10, you'd have 140. Nice easy number, isn't it? Multiplying by 10. 140 is just bigger than 135. So it's not 10, but it should be 9. So 9 times 14 is my next calculation. 9 fours is 36. Put down the 6, carry the 3. Now 1's a 9, plus the 3 carried is 12. So I end up at 126. 126 off 135 leaves me with 9. I got one last digit to take care of, the 1, so I'll bring that down now. I end up with 91. Now remember, we started by looking at 97. 91 is not too different to 97. So I'm thinking again that maybe 6 will give me the answer, because 6 times 14 gave me 84. Let's put that down. And 84 off 91 leaves me with a remainder of 7. So my answer is 696, remainder 7. However, if you look at the actual text next to the box you're going to put the answer in, it says the answer is a decimal. So in fact, the answer is going to be 7 over 14. The remainder was 7, but it's 7 divided by 14, which is 0.5. So my actual answer is going to be 696.5. Right, for the second part of question 2, we've got 5,439 chocolate bars to be shared equally between 12 large cake mixes. Okay, so basically 12 into 5,439. So let's have a look at that. 12 won't go into 5, so we'll take the next digit 4. 12 into 54. This is where our 12 times table is very useful. 12 threes are 36, 12 fours are 48, 12 fives are 60. 60 is too big for 54, so we'll use 4. So 4 times 12, we'll put the 4 at the top. 4 times 12 is 48. 48 from 54 gives us 6 remainder. Now we'll bring down the 3. We're going to deal with all the digits and go back to our 12 times table. We said 12 fives is 60. 12 sixes will be 72, which is too big for 63, so we'll try the 5. We'll put the 5 up top. 5 times 12 is 60. 60 off 63 leaves us a remainder 3. Now we'll bring down the 9 to make 39. Well, we know that 12 threes is 36 and 12 fours is 48. 48 is too big for 39, so we'll go back to using 3. Put the 3 up the top. 3 times 12 is 36. 36 take away from 39 leaves us with 3. So the answer is going to be 453 with a remainder of 3. But that's 3/12. So we're going to put the answer in here. 453, and we have 3 over 12. But we could also simplify that, because 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into 12 4 times. So we could make that 1/4. And I've put in the fraction because it tells me that the answer is a mixed number, and this is a mixed number, a whole number with a fraction. Now for the third part of question 2, we have to work out how many full crates we're going to end up with of apples if we start off with 2024 apples, and each crate can take 36 apples. So we want to divide 36 into 2024, and we don't care about the remainder. We just want to know how many full crates we're going to end up with. Okay, even if we have a remainder. We're not interested in the ones that are left over, only the maximum number of full crates we can achieve. So let's put our 2024 up and divide it by 36. Well, clearly 36 won't go into 2. We'll take the next digit, which is a 0. 36 won't go into 20. So we'll take the next digit and make it 202 divided by 36. Now, to keep it simple, I'm going to imagine that 202 as 200, and I'm going to imagine the 36 as 40, and ask myself how many times 40 would go into 200. And I can do 4 lots of 40 would give me 160, and 5 lots of 40 would give me 200. 6 would give me 2000, and 2000 would give me 240. So 6 looks like it might be too big. So let's try 5. 5 times 6, we're multiplying 36 by 5, remember. 5 times 6 is 30, carry the 3. 5 threes is 15, plus 3 is 18, so I end up with 180. 180 take away from 202, I end up with 22. 22 is less than 36, so it looks like I've judged that correctly. Now I bring down the 4, remember I've got to get rid of all the digits, and the 4 will give me 224. Now I go back to what I was doing earlier. Remember I talked about 224 could be 200 or it could be 240. So again, it's either 5 lots of 36 or 6. I'm going to try 6 because I think it's closer to 6. 6 times 36, so 6 sixes are 36, carry 3. 6 threes is 18, plus 3 is 21, so I end up with 216. 216 take away from 224, and I end up with 8. I'm not interested in the remainder, I'm only interested in the number at the top here, 56. So the answer is I can get 56 full crates of apples. Now for the last part of question 2. We've got 3,830 fans, and they've got to be seated in a football stadium in rows of 17, and they want to know how many rows would we need to get all the fans in, and it's got to be a whole number. As you can see here, the answer's got to be a whole number. So let's divide then 17 into 3830. 17 won't go into 3, but 17 will go into 38. And if you know your 17 times tables, 17 times 2 is 34. So let's multiply 2 times 17 to get 34. 34 away from 38, take it away, leaves us with 4. Bring down the 3. Now 43 is not very different, much different to 38. So I think 2 will go in again. 2 lots of 17 will give us another 34. And 34 from 43 leaves us with 9, which is less than 17, so that's right. That's good. Finally, bring down the last 0. We've got 17 into 90. Well, 17 is almost 20, 90 is almost 100, so 20 into 100 will go 5 times. So let's just try 5 for a minute. 5 times 17, 5 sevens is 35, carry the 3. 5 ones are 5 plus 3 is 85. 85 take away from 90 leaves us with 5. 5 is less than 17, that looks about right. So we need 225 rows that would be completely filled, but we've got 5 fans left over, so we need 1 extra row, so it's not going to be 225, it's going to be 226. There we are, all our calculations are complete. Let's just check it by marking our answers. And as we can see, we've got 4 out of 4 perfect scores. We've got 4 out of 4 for the question 1, 4 out of 4 question 2, total of 8 out of 8.